Hello again. So you're probably wondering right now why I've got this window mode on. I'm gonna play Adventure of Link and Zelda: Panoply of Calatia. This is a Zelda Classic quest. And the reason I got this on is because there's something special I want to show you, and it doesn't really work well in window mode. So I'm gonna switch to desktop mode just to show it to you. This is a Zelda Classic quest. It's got a folder and everything. But the quest maker actually made an instruction booklet for the game. The Adventure of Link and Zelda: Panoply of Calatia. I actually had to look up. I didn't know what panoply meant. According to like Merriam-Webster, it means an impressive collection of or display of things. So I'm gonna guess that that's what what Calatia has to offer. If you're wondering what the hell Calatia is, who or what Calatia is, back in the 1990s, I can actually answer this because I'm a bit of a geek on classic Zelda. Back in the 90s, back in the early 90s, Valiant, a publisher named Valiant, ran a series of comics based on Nintendo franchises. You had Mario. Mario was a little bit of an exception because it was mostly comedic and just kind of humorous. But most of them were action based. You had a really cool, better version of Captain N with much better writing, and about the same degree of good writing for their Legend of Zelda comics, which were also based on the first two games. In those games, and in the original Zelda games, it's mentioned that that particular hero, that particular Link, did not originate from Hyrule. He just sort of wandered in one day, ran into Impa, she explained the situation, and he saved the day. And that's just kicking off, the original Zelda. Anyway, in the comics, it said that Calatia is the name of the kingdom that Link hails from. It's not canon to my knowledge, but it's kind of earned its own little name in the Zelda fandom as sort of just like a neighboring kingdom to Hyrule in the original Zelda games. So as you can tell, this is a game. It's set, it's set in that at that point in the timeline just after the era of decline in the timeline, where you got Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. It's the NES days. Things were a little different back then. Things are definitely, a little different back then. Hail Mary. And Hail Hyla, I guess. Anyway, let me read this to you. I think this is kind of funny because they've got all the precautions like this. Just to be fair, we're talking about, a digital file here. And not a Nintendo cartridge. It's completed 2 adventures in Hyrule. Zelda's safe and the kingdom is peaceful, but is there another chapter of the story to be told? 8 years have passed since Link's first quest. However, Ganon to rescue Princess Zelda the 8th? Obtain the driver's power, attain the land. 2 years have passed since his second one. After years of struggle, there is a fragile peace. Reconstruction has begun under the restored rule of my boy, Zelda the First and Princess Zelda the 8th. Link has become a knight. Ganon's followers have gone into hiding, but Hyrule's army is still small, and the land still faces many potential dangers. Meanwhile, neighboring country of Calatia struggles to rebuild in the wake of monster attacks as well. Link was born in Calatia before he set out for Hyrule. In hopes of defending both countries, King Harkinian traveled to forge an alliance with Queen Selene. Again, she's also a character from the Zelda comics, and even though they never explicitly say so in the comics, They very, very much imply that Queen Selene is Zelda's mother. And that's why you only see her father and not her mother in the comics. Because her mother has her own kingdom to run. And like I said, they never come right out and say it, but there's a lot of implications. Like the way she, the way she bonds so quickly to Zelda, and she greatly resembles Zelda, and the king flirts with her a lot. It's implied that Selene might be Zelda's mother. Anyway, it was thought this alliance would solidify a new age of peace and hope, and people of both lands grew more hopeful. So I'm really kind of liking this quest already, because it sounds like it's very much based on the old comics by Valiant. One was opposed. The Fire Warrior Militron. I think this is the guy in, when you defeat him in the CDI games, it turns out just to be an old guy in his underwear underneath the armor. Oh no, this is terrible! Who amassed a massive army of monsters under his iron fist. He is an iron fist. While Harkini and Selene were negotiating in the Tower of Selene, Militron attacked, laying a curse upon the tower that trapped them inside, and warped the entire tower into its twisted visage, wreathed in flames. Standing on top of the tower, Militron shook his fist and pronounced that he would bring about a great conflagration, first across Calatia, and then Hyrule as well. Simultaneously, the followers of Ganon re-emerged and began to menace Hyrule once again. While Hyrule's little army struggles to keep them at bay and protect the townsfolk, they're unable to mount an expedition to Calatia to rescue the king. Hearing of these events... Oh, come on. That's not even the... That's just a recolored version of Link to the Past Link. Oh, well. He'll do. Hearing of these events, Link decided to travel to Calatia to defeat Militron and save the monarchs of both lands. He began gathering up all the magical items and tools from his past two adventures to bring with him. Before he could finish his preparation to depart, Zelda came to him and said, "Years since you rescued me from Ganon, I trained much with the bow and silver arrows. Don't risk your life alone this time. Together, I'll travel with you. Let's visit my father and your queen. We'll save Calatia and Hyrule together." Link smiled, grateful that this time he need not go alone. Link looks like he just disposed of a body and got away with it. As the two prepared to leave on their journey, Zelda's faithful helper, Impa, came to them and said, "The Triforce has spoken. To pass the barrier surrounding Tower of Selene, you must take these 8 crystals and place them in statues in 8 hidden palaces in Calatia." And Link rolls his eyes and says, "Oh god, not again. Only then can you confront Militron. If you seek out the triangular telepathy tiles, I can tell you more." With Link's sword and Zelda's bow, they departed from Hyrule's North Palace and set sail. Okay, so there's 4 palaces. You can complete them in any order. If you can get into a palace, you must already have what you need to reach the end. Okay, that's cool. Secrets and puzzles are everywhere, but there are often more than one way to solve one. Anytime you feel stuck, investigate the room you're in thoroughly, but you should also look over the tools you have and try many things. Eventually, you will reach West Calatia. In this place, there's more challenging, larger palaces and more secrets. You must be thorough if you hope to find all the treasures and tools. You must tread cautiously when you at last reach its cursed ascent. The moment they arrive, they realize they've walked into an ambush. If they don't act quickly, their items will be stolen. Their quest begins stark-ass naked. But there may be another solution that allows Link and Zelda to keep their items they've brought, and to bypass many of the challenges that await. Okay, so that's already worrying me. The actions you take at this moment will change your entire adventure. This quest, you control 2 characters, Link and Zelda. Ooh. Both wield certain tools and powers the other cannot. So this kind of sounds like Mario and Luigi. Current character, life dolls, maximum life dolls, life coins, time of day. Okay, switch characters. Okay, these must be the controls for them too. Auto attack, separate, rejoin, item, weapon, life hearts, magic meter, next level. Okay. Okay. Directional pad, steer the current player's movements. Start button, pause the game, then open inventory. B button. IA button, okay, alright. Auto attack. If they have their weapon, they'll fight automatically, aiming for enemies they see. Okay. Alright. I This is a little much for me, but I think I can figure it out. Sprite? Oh, okay. I guess I'll kind of have to, like I said, I'll have to kind of wing the controls as I go along. Okay, so this sounds a lot like Zelda 2. I think it's pretty much just the same thing. You just can plug the Nintendo mouse to port 2 of your Nintendo Entertainment System. But you have to find Sprite first. And where does she do? She blocks fire and most types of enemy shots. Only Sprite can reveal the skull's secrets. She can cure the bubble's curse. Your world's a huge place with many things to investigate. What's more, there's hidden areas all about. You can find secrets by blasting holes in the walls with bombs or by digging up the earth. Or just things. Once you've found a palace and gotten inside, you must find your way to the end where you can place one of the crystals inside the statues and do the things. One of Militron's strong guards will stand in the way, and one of his lieutenants holds the big key that you'll need to reach the final areas of the palace. Just like Zelda 2, basically. Before that, you'll need small keys to get through all the little locks. The palace are confusing labyrinths of traps and puzzles. You may need to walk over a bridge, then go back around to walk past underneath it, or push a stone block to reveal a secret. Basically, typical Zelda fare. Small keys and locks, big keys and locks. Okay. You'll surely need to use your tools to get through. Surely! You gotta do some over and under. Traverse bridges and ramps. If you touch this, then Impa will help you out. Every palace contains a map and a compass. I think I know what those do. Main weapons. Use these with the A button, or your partner can auto attack with their weapon. Magical sword. This is Link's weapon from Hyrule. It hits hard, but it has limited range. Though at full life, it shoots beams. It'll get longer if Link trains more. Pulling silver arrows. Zelda's weapon that once destroyed Ganon. Oh, screw it. I'm just going to call him Ganon. It can be fired rapidly and goes very far, but isn't as strong as the sword, except on certain monsters. And they can't attack until they actually have these. So, here's your items. Shield, boomerang, beetle. Oh, what's this? That's kind of cool. And they also have the beetle from Skyward Sword. Ooh. Hook shot. Link's hook shot does classic things. Zelda's the switch hook. Okay. Super ball shooter. Huh. Oh, that looks like something from Twilight Princess. Oh, I know what this does. Wow, I'm surprised they got that in. That's cool that they made that. And we know how the magic rod works. Staff of Aquamentus. This magical staff bears the head of the Aquamentus dragon and contains the fabled magic of ancient sorcerers. And I shouldn't have to explain this, but Aquamentus is the dungeon boss of the original Zelda, the very first dungeon. Link's staff shoots 3 fireballs just like Aquamentus. Zelda's staff summons an actual Aquamentus to do it. A hammer is a weapon can destroy roadblocks. There's a stronger version. Okay. Big sword and Patra power. These are rare items, and Link and Zelda's ultimate secret weapons. Their power grows when you level up too, but where in the world are they? Oh, okay. That's neat. Rock's feather and the Rock's cape. The ladder. rope. An actual rope, not a snake. And they each get different versions. Ooh, speaking of things from Twilight Princess. North polarity. Zelda says south polarity. Okay. Power bracelet. Okay. Horse call. Summon Epona. Interesting. Shovel. Candle. Candelabra. Bait and Octorok. Zelda's Octorok helps you fight monsters. Okay. The Punch Glove. You know, some of this feels like something you would find in an old, game from that era. Random boxing glove in a medieval game. I like that they did also include a bunch of stuff from later Zelda games, too. Including things that you don't just normally have in Zelda Classic. Time Sand. Okay. Spell Magic. Bean Cooker and Magic Cape. Using Magic Bean to refill half your life hearts. Fairies. Alright, so, there's a lot of items here. Cursed Pick-a Box. So you view the overworld in a new way, but also causes strange illusions. I wonder what that means. And here's all the rings. A lot of these rings are available in Zelda Classic. Some of them I think are new. Here's your various scroll spells. I gotta say, a lot of these I'm really thinking. A lot of these are really cool. Let me guess. This upgrades my sword. That's kind of neat. Staying safe. Use the shield to protect you from many enemies, including Tunkrads. Tunkrads? Wait, is that just an anagram for Dark Nuts? D-A-R-K-N-U-T. Dark Nuts. Dark Nuts and Tunkrads. Okay. Yeah, it's just Dark Nut backwards. Dodge enemies by jumping. Remember to use Zelda's life spell and keep life dolls on hand to recover your life hearts. When your life levels up, your life hearts will refill. When magic levels... Okay, yeah. You dodge something to change your characters across the screen while separated. Auto attack lets you... This is a little overwhelming, but I think I can figure it out. Here's some of the enemies. This is Calatia. The adventure begins here. Okay, so which side is which? I'm guessing that's the tower I'm looking for. And is that the west side? No, that's got to be the west side because there's like a wall around it. And okay, so I guess that's just I don't know. Is that where I start? Right there? Memo. Hey, Panoply of Calatia. Recorder, high fidelity. Okay. Very funny. Well, let's get... Anyway. You're on to the quest. On to the quest. Here we go. I'm not getting a picture. I'm not getting a picture. Why am I not getting a picture? Do I have to, like, start it over? Maybe I have to start it over. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna... Tell you what, I'll start the quest in a video right after this. We'll just save this one and say, okay, you know what, this is the one for the instruction manual. We'll just show you everything in it. And then we'll get to the quest right after this. So I'll be right back. Stay tuned.